All right, mic check, mic check. One Masters Podcast, your host, Main, of course. I am back with another episode. This one's a little different. I want to highlight a business. I got a special guest across from me, Miss Ariel.
Yes.
Correct? There we go. There we go. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I can't complain, man. Can't complain. Sun finally came out, so we good.
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. Well, before I get into who you are and what we're gonna get into, how would you say the current, in your opinion, I guess the current, you from Augusta or you from?
Well, I'm from kind of the area. I grew up in Clarksville, South Carolina, so not too far from Augusta.
Is that a lake? I'm tripping. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of people know it for the lake. Yeah,
but that's a long lake. It's like it's in multiple places, right? I'm tripping.
it is. You know, you have the South Carolina and then the Georgia side. So yeah.
But you grew up in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Clarksville, real small town.
You have a problem driving at all?
Not at all.
Oh, it's a rumor. They say that.
I hear that, okay. But it's really Georgia drivers. You know, nobody want to believe.
I get it now. It's a rivalry. Makes sense. Okay, so everybody from Georgia say y'all can't drive. Y'all say Georgia can't drive.
It's Georgia, I promise.
I got you. Okay. But you here now though, right?
I made it.
You drive pretty fine. You drive better than you used to drive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it might not.
Every
it might
day
not
is
be
getting better.
It might not be Georgia. It might be South Carolina.
I don't know.
But yeah. So I guess we can get into it. Just tell me a little bit about who you are, and your background a little bit, if you can.
So again, my name is Ariel Miller. I grew up in Clarksville, South Carolina. I've been in Georgia now. Well, Clarksville and Augusta aren't too far apart, but I moved to Georgia back in 2013 when I started working at Augusta University. Mm-hmm. I'm still at Augusta University. Been there for about 10 years now. I am a mom of a now 14-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Okay. Shout out to motherhood. That's what's up.
Yes. Let's see what else I got going on.
How was that though? Like motherhood and balancing the lifestyle.
It's actually it's tough at times. I'm not even gonna kid you, but for the most part, it is very rewarding. Excuse me. I recently just got legal custody of my niece, who's a 14-year-old. And
so then, 2 teenagers.
No. She's the 14-year-old. It's just one teenager.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's been really interesting. It's been fun. I'm not even gonna kid you on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's everything overall is pretty good.
Because we get into, I want to ask this question. How and this is on a tangent, but I'm gonna ask anyway. How did you handle or deal with COVID? And I'm asking that because I know what we get into is gonna be a virtual kind of basis. I want to know if that it started from there, but before I get into that, I want to ask like how you dealt with that, or how you handled it. How was it for you? What was your experience like during that time, work wise, motherhood wise, social wise?
Wow. So, speaking from motherhood, I think at the time my son was 23. I think he was 2 going into 3. It was great for me being able to be home at first. Before it started getting exhausting.
At first.
So at that time, we were able to potty train. We were able to spend more time together, work on learning different things, because he was supposed to be going, into daycare and all that stuff. But everything, of course, got canceled. So that part was awesome. Being there all the time, I felt like it was something I could really get used to. Mm-hmm. And then about 3 months in, I was like, okay, no. As far as professionally, we ended up shutting everything down, obviously, and ended up having to do teleworking. So for the first 2-3 months, it was a thing. It was fun. I liked it. I like, again, being at home, but that separating professional from personal was just it's a little bit much. And for me, I'm very social. I love to, meet new people, talk to different people. So being at home and being stuck like that, it was awful for me and mentally when it came to that.
What about educational wise? Like, what's your background like?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even mention that before.
I got you. That's what I'm here for. I'm trusting you. I got you.
So, I actually got my associate's degree. I graduated from Aiken Technical University. Not university. Why am I lying? Aiken Technical College.
You're going to give you a clap anyway. University, technical college, high school. We don't care.
Education. Right. I have my associate's degree in administrative office technology, and I graduated that in 2014, and I re-enrolled after I had my son in 2018, I think it was, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree at Kennesaw State.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
That's Kennesaw State University.
Got you.
There we
Got
go.
you. There you go. Hey, no, I gotta congratulate you for trying to further your education.
Absolutely.
Once I was done, I was done. I was like, oh, thank God, I'm out of here.
I'm
But I
not
get
even
it.
gonna lie. It has been a ride.
Hey, man, school ain't no joke, man.
No, not at all. Especially not trying to be full time, trying to do businesses, trying to take care of children, take care of the house, yourself. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, let's talk into you. You mentioned business, so I seen you post something, and I asked you about it because I thought that was something good to highlight. Talk about what you posted, rather. I'm sorry, what's the business called, and then we'll get into like what it is, what you can do, and stuff like that.
Okay. So I just launched my virtual administrative I'm sorry. The name of the business is Virtual Administrative Advantages,
Yep.
but it is technically a virtual assistant business. So do you want me to go into
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So basically what we do, and it's not just virtual, I do want to put that out there. We basically help small business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, life coaches, really anybody who needs some assistance with business. So that could mean if you need someone to do bookkeeping, if you need someone to take care of your billing and your invoices, if you need someone to do your data research, data entry, research, and reporting, that's something that we do as well. It's basically giving the entrepreneurs time to actually focus on that part of their part of the business versus the back end.
Right.
Let us handle the paperwork. Let us handle the small things that are keeping you up at night. So essentially, that's what we're
It's
doing.
almost like a load off of business owners or CEOs or somebody who's head of
Yes.
something. It's just load up their hands, and it's like,
Yes.
we'll take care of that. You just kind of run what you got to run.
Yes.
You
We're
do the
trying
hard
to give
part.
your time back.
Well, I wanted to ask about a couple of them things. So for one, first question I want to ask is like, what made you want to start this? Because this is yours. It's not just a company you work for, quote unquote, or
No.
something you just ran across. It's something you decided to create and build up, right?
Yes, this
so
is all me.
How long has it been up? How long since you've been doing this, and why? Why did you start this?
Okay, so a little bit about my Augusta University background. I started working at AU back in 2013, and I started as an administrative assistant. That was my kind of like introduction to higher education, corporate, all that stuff. So it was really weird for me jumping into it because at the time I was finishing my degree.
Gotcha.
So it was just, very new. And when I hopped in, I immediately started working for a director. I did that for about 4 years working for him. After that, I ended up moving to testing and disability services, where I worked there also for a director. Fast forward, I'm kind of
No, I like it. It's all good. It
a
makes
little
sense.
bit. Fast forward, I ended up working for an associate vice president of student affairs. Her name was Dr. PBJ is what we called her, but Dr. Patrice Jackson, one of the best women I've ever worked for. So I did that for her. I also worked for our vice president of student affairs for a short period of time. I've worked for the dean of the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences. And currently now I'm working for the associate vice president of innovation commercialization.
Okay.
So patents, contracts, all that good stuff, research.
So you decorated. You know your stuff.
Yeah, I've been down through there, so I'm learning it and I'm picking it up. But I've been doing it for quite some time, so it's pretty much second nature. As far as getting into the business, Dr. PBJ, Dr. Patrice Jackson, she was leaving AU. She had already left AU, and after COVID, of course, everybody started going into the whole, let's do virtual, we can do remotely, working from home, all that good stuff. And it was never something that ever crossed my mind. And she mentioned to me, she was like, well, if you're already doing this, why don't you just do this for yourself? Because she was
Right.
one that really kind of drilled in my mind that, you need to have another source of income. You need to be a business owner. If that's what you want to do, that's what you should pursue. Some other people did that too, but she was really my push. So when she sent the information to me, she was like, just look at it, see what you think about it. And I was like, okay. So at first I looked and I'm like, all right, I think I can probably do it. And I really wasn't, really sold on it. So as I started doing more research and started realizing, okay, you could really get paid for the stuff you already do. So after that, I started, I want to say January last year is
Okay.
when I
Okay.
really started taking it serious and just putting all the pieces together.
Okay.
And finally, I launched 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and it's already been a great ride.
Yeah, you see that?
Yes.
What was it though? What was it that was able that you what did you overcome that you was able to boost your own confidence to just get out there? Because I guess that was something that was holding you back. You were just not confident in trying to launch it.
Yes, it was more so me getting in my own way,
Mm.
because it wasn't that I didn't know what I was doing or didn't know how to do it or even going about it. It was just me being scared, wondering, oh my God, if people are going to really do this, is anybody going to support me? Are they going to take it seriously? Like, are they going to believe that I can do these things for
Right.
them? It was really just me in my own head, and I had to like push myself and be like, okay, it's time to let that go, do it.
You mentioned, and I'm gonna ask more questions about the business in a second, but
Sure.
you mentioned support just now, and you said that you maybe feared that people wouldn't support you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does support look like for you? I ask that question to people a lot of time because we can say that and then we still can feel like we're not being supported, but I think sometimes we're not vocal about what that looked like for us. Because I know for me, because I'm in podcasting, I if anything at all, I prefer a share. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
comment. It's cool if you do. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna change that on my end, you know. But a share is like everything. Cause whatever audience you have,
Absolutely.
I get that audience.
Right.
So that's the top thing. If you don't do nothing else, just share it. You ain't gotta like
Right.
me. You ain't gotta like the picture. You ain't gotta love it. I don't
I
care.
agree.
I just want to share. That's support for me at the very minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you, what does support look like when it comes to your business?
I'm definitely gonna add that sharing, because that's a huge piece of it. Especially with nowadays how we are with social media.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on social media. No matter which platform you choose, that's there.
Right.
So capturing that audience is a huge deal. So for me, it's definitely sharing. Tell your friends about me. Tell your business about
Word of
me.
mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't know, or if you're wondering if, hey, I don't know if she can do this and this, call me. My information's there. I'm always available. Like, reach out to me via social media. Like I said, just talking to people about me. If you don't know, just give them my number. It doesn't hurt. It's
Well,
free.
let me ask you. All right, you gotta be careful with that. But let me ask you. Let me ask you though. And that's another thing. Like, so before, how do you balance that though? Because even when you think about support, you think about starting a business. A lot of times in our mind, our first, in most businesses, right? I can't speak for everybody, but in my mind, our thing is, well, I know it's a lane for that here, like
Mm-hmm.
locally, like in the 25, 50 mile radius, right?
Right.
But then you also got to think about, well, you know, people already know you for something else. They
Mm-hmm.
might know you just working at AU,
Mm-hmm.
from South Carolina. Maybe you can't drive that well. Maybe then you can. I don't know, right? Now, but they might know you for other things, right?
Uh-huh.
And like sometimes that could be a conflict of interest when you think
That's
about,
true.
oh, just give my number out or just give my number out,
Yeah.
and then especially with women, and I wish we did this in March. And I mean, yeah, 'cause March just ended, but I think women sometimes they have it hard, of course, in corporate America anyway. It's just that's
Mm-hmm.
proven. But I think when you think about starting business and just being business oriented, it's hard because now you have to pick and choose how you move. Who can really have your number? Like what number you put on the
Absolutely.
card? Should I put my real number or should I just get a dummy number and just go from
Right.
there? And it's really hard to do business sometimes because you got people that will play with your business just to
Mm-hmm.
get rejected in the first. And anyway, like it was
Yes.
gonna be a no anyway, right? But you went through all the hoops. Let me tell you no. And now I'm
Right.
mad because you done messed up my business. You know what I'm saying?
Wasted time.
And you got a client. It's like, no, I just got a Myra. It was no.
Mm-hmm.
So like, is that something that you think about, or you just kind of like whatever? Just it is what it is.
What I have learned, because this is actually my second business. My first business is not crazy publicized, but it's custom tumbler business. I'm gonna throw that out there too.
Yeah, but I say you got to. I know you got to market it. Let's go.
But for me, I think it took me a while, especially jumping out there with that very first one, to realize that everybody isn't going to be your cup of tea. Everybody isn't going to be a customer of yours, and that's okay. Like, it's all right if, you know, if they want to call and say, okay, I just want to know about this. I just want to know about that. If you're not serious, that's okay. At the same time, as long as it's not taken away from what I'm really trying to do, that's fine. But if I can even clarify that for you, eventually, even if it's in the back of your mind for now, you'll bring this up again. If it's to somebody having conversation, it's not a total loss. So customers that are for me are for me. If it's not, that's okay. If you don't like my price, if you don't like, I mean, I do try to give you great customer service, but
Yeah.
that's all right if it doesn't work. But I know at the end of the day, in the back of your mind, and it will come forward, you'll be able to share that information with somebody else who may actually need it or can use it and come back and be like, oh, so-and-so did so-and-so. So it wasn't a total loss. It's how I look at it. I don't want to be negative about it.
No, I got you. I want to read some of the stuff from the flyer that you you put out. So it says providing services for, and it says small business owners, solo entrepreneurs, business and life coaches, small business owners, authors and speakers, nonprofit organizations, real estate agents and brokers, career seekers. With that, I want to just pick one randomly. Let's pick one randomly. Random. Boom. All right. A author or a speaker. I'm just by example, just because people might want to do this, right? All right, I call you. Right, I call you, right? I hope that's not the ring, but whatever. I call you. Hey, I got a speech coming up, or hey, I'm trying to write a book. All right, so now where we go from here? Let's we go from here. Like, what are you asking me? That would probably lift me to either do better at the writing the book, or that would push me forward in the direction I need to go.
So for that, it would be more so, what is it that you're looking for from me, from my business? What is it that you need help with? If you need more time to just get away and write your book and you want somebody to manage your calendar, you want somebody to manage your travel, tell me what that looks like for you. Because at the end of the day, although I don't work for you, I work for you.
Gotcha.
So whatever support that may look like. So even if that's just, you need to schedule publishing. You need to be able to reach out to different venues so you can do book signings or do speeches, or, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Let me do that for you. You don't worry about that. You focus on only, I need to show up so-and-so time. Everything else is what I should be able to handle for you.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. I want to get into some of the services. It says services include. All right, so let's pull up home and office organizing. I know a lot of people that, not a lot, but I know some people that got businesses and offices or desks and things of that nature, and they always feel like they aren't optimizing their space, right? Is that something come to you with helpful?
Absolutely.
And how do you, for some of these things, how do you determine like what price wise? Because I mean, revenue in it sometimes, is it by the hour? Is it based on, I don't know how junky the office is. I don't know, how you gauge this stuff. So I'm asking for the consumer that will want to reach out, but is wondering if it's even worth it. So what's not just give me a price right now, but like, how do you gauge your price based on the service?
So when it comes down to that particular service, the home or office organizing, it depends a lot on the space, how big it is, how much it is that you have in that space. Like I know I've done warehouses, I've done just closets, I've done actual office spaces.
I would assume, I could be wrong, I would assume that the closet is a lot cheaper than the warehouse.
Absolutely.
Okay, just making sure.
Absolutely.
I don't want to come here and say, look, I got a closet now. I heard you charge this warehouse, or, I don't want to say that. I want you to get right.
Now, I don't know. If it's a closet that you just got stuff falling out as soon as you open, you know how the old cartoons used to be, you open the door and everything's falling out? I don't know. That might be a little tricky. But for the most part, I really enjoy, that's one of the things I really, really enjoy doing, because I like to be organized and neat. So that right there, it brings me such joy.
And I guess, technically speaking, and I know they can read more of the flyer if they want to, but it's not an assistant, because I would assume you do more. It's like an advanced assistant, I guess, a real advanced assistant, because your assistant may not do your billing for you or your invoicing for you. They may, some of them, they're really good, right?
Yeah.
But they might organize the closet for you. They might make sure the papers is folded on a desk right for you, right?
Right.
Professional resume review. So you good at resumes. Is it reviewing? Are you doing them? Like what you
So
do?
I just changed it to review and writing.
Ooh, you changed the game with that one.
I know,
That one word just changed the game. I don't know if you know that or not. That one. Because reviewing
I
it, you tell me, I
know.
know my resume trash. That's why I ain't got a new job in 10 years.
Please send it to me.
I know it's trash.
Because I've been in this business for so long, I have done multiple interviews, not just me interviewing for a position, but I've actually interviewed people for positions. And looking at resumes, oh my gosh, you would be surprised at what I've seen. I have seen some amazing resumes, and I've seen some that are just like, why even apply for a job with this? I wouldn't even apply to, I don't want to say it because no offense to anybody, but it's just a bad thing. And it drives me nuts to see, especially older adults who have been 2 and 3 jobs. And why is your resume like this?
That's not an expensive investment.
No. And that
And the
right
return is
there,
a lot more than what you would spend to get it the right way anyway.
yes. And I think that after all this time, I have definitely picked up some valuable information for resumes, and I enjoy doing it. As long as I'm provided the information, I can pretty much make it happen. I have remixed a few resumes in my day, but I think that as adults, and even as high schoolers trying to find summer jobs, or college students trying to find jobs, it is so important because your resume is your identity. Before
Gotcha.
they actually meet you, this is what they get to see. So this is your impression on paper. You got to do right by this.
How important is, I know you just mentioned it somewhat, but how important is a resume even for the person that is applying for a position position that they're not even qualified for?
Whew.
But sometimes your resume, you'd be amazed what it can do. I know somebody who, it's their field, but they actually got hired and they said this is the most money ever made in their life. And all they did was spruce their resume up. That was it.
It makes a difference. You don't realize how you can make your, I don't want to say false advertising, putting yourself out there. If you know that you can do the job, then you can rewrite your resume and show that.
Yeah.
And people not even realize what it was that you've done. I'm pretty sure people see it on social media where you work at Subway and they say, oh, I make sandwiches. I'm a sandwich artist. You can change a lot of that wording to make what you do not sound like it's just a general job. It can be important. It can make a difference, truly.
A resume, I guess if I had to compare it to something, just because you said something just now, I just started thinking in my mind, whatever. It's like taking a picture, but then like adding a filter to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
sometimes
it can be good and bad.
Yeah, that's true.
It definitely can be good and bad because you don't want to oversell yourself and then you're out here and you a whole manager and you ain't never managed nobody. Like you don't want to do that. You definitely don't. You want to do what's within your means.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to go out here and be a whole principal at a school and I've never even taught first grade.
Yeah, I'm not saying go catfish them now, but
please no.
But I've
do not
seen on
support
social media lately, last year and a half, where people be joking like, I'm at this job, I told them how to fix this, I don't know how to fix it, and stuff breaking or popping, or they feel the electrician. It's like a funny thing. I don't know if they're serious or not, but it'd be funny seeing that because that's just the power of the resume. Because I'm pretty sure when they said there, it's what the resume said,
Yeah. Well, VAA, we are not going to just go crazy with you. Now, we ain't going to tell you that you need to be a principal in first and you ain't never taught first grade. But we can definitely make it look really good to where when you make that impression on paper, it's there. You want to be of the top 3. So if you're looking at 10 resumes and what you're putting on your resume, please, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, please don't put a picture on your resume. Do not put your actual picture on your resume. That is not the impression that you want to make. You want your words to be your impression. So with that, I think you want to be, if you're looking at 10 different resumes or someone is looking at 10 different resumes, you want yours to stand out. You want to be here and it's like, okay, I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm here on paper and you're going to see me.
Gotcha.
So it's really, really important.
What about event planning?
I love event planning.
What kind of events are you do you like planning or do you prefer to plan?
I don't think think I have a preference. Now, I'm not saying I can go out here and I'm not an event decorator. Let's be clear on that. But I can do all the logistics behind the scenes. So I can do the venue booking. I can do the catering book, or whatever the event is. I really enjoy doing that kind of thing. So I don't really have a preference on what I like to do because I like people. I like to be engaged. So I'm pretty much in on anything. Whatever you may need, call me. I'm here to help.
and travel coordination.
Yes. So that can be booking flights. That can be, say if I got on here for nonprofits or nonprofit organizations, churches. Mm-hmm. If you're planning a trip, let me book your charter for you. Let me get your rooms, your hotel rooms together. So even if you're just a speaker or if you're, even for families, if you're going out of town, let me go ahead and book this. And I'm not a travel agent, so I don't get the discounts and all that good stuff.
Got you.
But let me book your flight. Let me book your hotel for you.
But why are you saying that? If there's a travel agent watching, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't mind collaborating somehow.
Absolutely.
Right? That'd be nice.
Reach out.
That'd be dope. Yeah, that would be nice.
So, definitely. Yeah, handling is basically being easy on you. So the only thing you need to worry about is showing up.
Okay. I like that. So when they call or when they reach out, I know it's a virtual, but you said you can do in person, I guess, something like that. One, what do you prefer? And two, how does that look? So if it's virtual, what is it? Is it Teams? Is it what they were doing years ago? I forgot what app they were using during COVID.
Like Zoom?
Yeah, it's horrible now, right? Why use Zoom anymore, right?
Yeah, Zoom isn't the...
Teams done killed Zoom, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I love Teams.
Yeah. Zoom was mad blurry. Zoom was bootleg. It was horrible.
And then you only get an hour before they shut you off, and then you got to pay and all that good stuff.
Terrible meetings.
Yeah, I don't recommend.
I had my worst meetings on Zoom.
Yeah, it's not that awesome. I think it was good in the beginning.
But we had no choice.
Because we're getting used to being in the house remotely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
I say anybody get with Teams, but I ain't gonna lie. Google now, Google Workspace, amazing.
Yeah, my job don't have that.
They're pretty much out there too.
I mean, I don't do meetings. I don't really do virtual meetings a lot, but when I do, we use Teams or if I'm with my family, we use FaceTime. So like my family, we got a Droid. You're just not family at the time.
Yeah.
You're just out the group,
Yeah, we don't like the green bubbles.
I just can't. It makes me sick to my stomach a little bit.
Right. I feel away with an Android. I can't do it.
It's like, here we go.
You cannot be trusted.
Really can't, bro. Really. And don't trust me if you got an Android also.
Okay.
I'm not reading the message.
Exactly.
But like, how does that look for you? So you virtual. How they reaching out? How's that conversation going? What's the space like? Is it appointment based? Is it setting up? Is it urgent? Can they call you on Monday at 12 and you free at 1? Like, how does that work?
Mm-hmm. So right now is basically whoever. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there for somebody who already has an established company and they're already using. Let's say they're already using Microsoft Teams. I can jump in on Teams with you. Gotcha. For someone who's never used it or never, had those kind of remote meetings and everything, it's really what you're comfortable with. Because, the older crowd, they don't really know about,
trust me, I know.
Working on all that stuff. So if it's easier for me to FaceTime you, we can FaceTime. If it's easier just to call, we can call. As long as I'm able to get the answers to the questions that I need to be able to serve you, then we can figure it out anyway. So I can do any platform. If they got a Droid,
you can do WhatsApp. I hear Droid people saying WhatsApp a lot of times. So.
I prefer you to have an iPhone.
Yeah, WhatsApp is horrible too. I'm not gonna lie, WhatsApp is horrible. But
we can figure it out, Android users. We can figure it out.
Yeah, it's room for everybody. But yeah, I asked that question because, like I said, I know it's a virtual, but you have, like I said, if you do have an older person, 9 times, I'm sorry, I hate doing false stats. I don't know, because people say 9 times out of 10, they just say majority.
Right.
I say majority. I cannot stand 9 times out of 10. That's an actual number.
Right.
Majority of people that may need this service, that reach out to you to do certain things, whether it's the booking flights or event planning or data, they probably not good with that stuff anyway.
No,
so
right.
when you say meet virtually, like, well, hold on. I want to pay you. I want to get this service, but I can't meet you also because I can't do this stuff.
That's okay. I say virtual because I want this to stretch for people who are not close to
Out
me.
the city.
I want,
Chicago,
absolutely.
New
I
Orleans.
wanted the nation. I want international. Whatever we can do, I'm trying to get there. But if you're close and you're okay with meeting in person, because I know especially a lot of the older crowd with COVID, all that stuff. But if you're okay with meeting in person, I'm okay with meeting in person. I want to be able to see you face to face. I want to get to know you in that aspect. I'm flexible. I'm willing to do whatever if I can talk. Goodness. But
Hey, I stutter, so don't worry about it. I'm horrible at speaking, so I be stuttering every 5 seconds of that microphone. So
I'm definitely okay with meeting in person. I think that if it's easier for them, that's easier for me. But obviously right now I'm still working full time. So you can still reach me remotely. So if you want to call, if you want to text or whatever that may be during the day, that's fine. Just reach out. But as far as meeting face to face, that would probably have to be in the evenings.
got you.
Or weekends. I'm also doing weekends too.
We're also going to just, make sure that they go to the website. So I see on here, it say www.vaadvantages.com.
Yes.
That's VAADVANTAGES.com.
Yes. We have our services listed there. There's also a little bio, with a background about me and everything that I've done. Well, not everything. There's still some things in there I probably should add, but for the most part, we also have our pricing packages there. So if you're not sure, if you're wondering, oh, does she do this? Please reach out. Consultations are free. We don't even have to do a full 30 minutes as long as, we're able to answer each other's questions.
Hold up. You said what's free?
The consultation is free.
Consultation is free.
I can't give you my time free just yet, but the consultation is free.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times, especially as business owners, they don't know what they need.
Right.
They don't know what they need help with. I just know I got this going on. So just call me. Email me. I always have my email available.
706-786-4874.
Yes.
That's the phone number. 706-786-4874. You can email at info@vaadvantages.com.
Yes.
There we go. See, I know I do a little something, you know what I'm saying? I do a little something. Here we go. But this was dope. I like that. I think that this would be amazing for, especially if it's somebody who do be in a climate right now where people are doing multiple businesses.
Yes.
So they got, and they're even people that I would call hustlers, maybe not entrepreneurs, hustlers. They got 3 or 4 different things going on, but they need that person to.
Right.
Hey, don't forget you got this meeting here. Don't forget you got that. Don't forget let's do this. Or hey, did you do the catering? Did you book the DJ for this event? Did you? So
You'd
that's
be
perfect.
surprised how many people miss those small details because they don't have somebody, reminding them or telling them this is what you need to do. Here's a to-do list. Let's knock this out. I think that when it comes to small business owners, especially people who are just getting out there, they also don't know the background as far as like doing your tax paperwork, you want to make sure that you're keeping all of those documents. You want to make sure that you know what you're turning in, you know what you're doing. You want to keep information about how much you're making. For me, I'm very detailed. I like to know who my customer was, the day that all this stuff happened, what it is that they're looking for. I include a lot more detail than I think most people would, but I think that's really important.
And I think to piggyback what you just said too, one of the I would say pros to booking and shopping with you and being a consumer in your businesses, people sometimes they are scared to say what they don't know, or they'll act like they know something and they don't know it.
Right.
But I think being in that environment when you got your one-on-one and you get your virtual or in-person call, whatever, I think talking to somebody know it and don't know you personally, it helps to take that step back and say, okay, I don't know this. Can you help me with this?
And that way you don't have that feeling of, oh, if I ask this question, it's gonna be, they gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
If I don't know you, honestly, we can really learn from each other. True. I think a lot of people don't think about that because you may be asking a question that I want to look more into and don't know. I mean, although I may not be able to give you an answer then, that's also something that I can learn.
Right.
Maybe use it for somebody else. So that's really important.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm supporting, man. I'm supporting the business. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Right now, I don't need no assistant. But if I ever stop and I was going hard with this, then I probably would. But I ain't never double booking nothing like that yet. Like to my knowledge, you forget some stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I will forget some stuff. But I'm horrible at messaging. Also, very horrible. I'll look at it and just I don't know. I'll get busy in that very millisecond.
Now that I can completely
Do
understand.
you offer that? Do you text back people?
I can do social media, like as long as they're willing to give me their social media information. I can do social media management.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
as far as
yeah.
texting on their phones and stuff, no.
I'm good on social media. I just can't text back. But if you ever do that, let me know.
I got you.
I'll probably rock with you.
I got you. I said I'll send you a reminder. Did you send this text?
There you go. And I probably, you're gonna text me that. I'm probably still gonna forget. That's probably gonna be the problem.
We gotta work on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. No, seriously, in 2025, I'm gonna get better. I'm testing back.
Wait,
2025.
25? Yeah. Got a little ways to go.
I got a 2-year plan. Yeah, I got a 2-year plan. Yeah. My mind's on other things right now, but I got a 2-year plan. But this is dope. I appreciate you coming through. Definitely supporting.
Thank you for having me.
I know we talked about some off air, but as far as like promoting more, if there's ever something you want me to just say or I'm down with that as well.
Yes,
if I do business, because sometimes I do business oriented people. They might own a business. They might have some kind of business idea in the works. It might be a politician or something like that. I think those are good for ads as well. So I'll try to throw that in there as well, doing that. But and word of mouth. If you got any business cards, you could bring them here. We'll put them in. We got business cards all in the front desk.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
Let me know. And anything to support, man. I gotta support the city.
Thank you. I sure do appreciate it.
Well, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime. Morning Master Podcast. We out.